Last month, 44 African countries signed the African Continental Free Trade Area, a free trade agreement that will create one of the largest free trade areas in the world. The agreement will, however, only come into force after partner countries deposit the required number of ratification instruments. Kenya, which is a party to the agreement, is working to get its legal frameworks in place, with necessary documents expected to be deposited in the coming months.
We just need another 19 countries for this agreement to come into force. And I think there are many countries, going by the indication of the 44 that signed, we are very optimistic that the threshold of 22 countries will be arrived.
International Trade Principal Secretary Kiptoo says Kenya is aiming to be the third country after Ghana and Rwanda to put our papers in order a month after the agreement was signed.
We then are optimistic that Kenya will have the opportunity to trade freely with most of the African countries. At the moment, Kenya is doing well in terms of its exports to Africa, because our exports are ranged between 41 to 45% to African countries. So we are already doing well in terms of trading with Africa, and yet it's not a free trade area.
The PS called upon member states in Africa to invest in knowledge on the multilateral trading system in order to fully appreciate and leverage on the vast market opportunities created by the free trade agreement.
Besides apart from the other agreements that we have preferential trade agreements with the US under the AGOA. We have preferential trade arrangements with the European Union under what we call economic partnership agreements, although they have not been signed by all countries. But we enjoy duty-free, quota-free access under what is called market access regulation.
The free trade area aims to create a single African market for goods and services with free movement of business persons and investments. Dr. Kiptoo was presiding over official closing of a 4-day African round of the European Law Students Association Moot Court competition on World Trade Organization law in Nairobi. The PS expressed concerns that whereas over 80% of African countries were members of the WTO, Africa's participation in the dispute settlement process at the WTO remained extremely low, despite the fact that they also experienced trade disputes worth taking to the World Trade Body.